Bismillah. Indeed, he's the last messenger sent by Ar-Rahim on a mission to guide mankind to As-Sirat al-Mustaqim, sent to warn those whose fathers were not warned, this present generation and those yet to be born. He was sent for every place, every people, and every time, sent with the justice, the guidance, and the mercy for mankind, the best man ever to walk on the face of this earth. And he was chosen by God long before his birth. Now, he was nothing more than a man, just like you and me. But he was the best that ever was, or ever could be. He was the best in character and in personality, the best of examples for all humanity. But how much do you really know about this man whose life is most important for you to understand? Now, let's just be real that it's a fact that none of us has truly believed until our love for him is greater than all of these. See, we're supposed to love this man more than our sister, brother, ourself in life, more than our own children, our mother, our husband or wife. Now, just be true when I ask, do you? Now, I'm not trying to put anyone here in check, just trying to get you to stop, think, and reflect, because, see, it hurts to know that we know more about the life of actors, rappers, musicians, and athletes, and then we treat our beloved Rasul like some stranger on the street. So why is the life of this man kept a mystery and treated like another page left in history? His life is supposed to be our example for everything, every day, so why have we left his sunnah and abandoned his way? When he received this deen, he said, from now there's no rest. Islam must prevail and this ummah must be the best. So he began his mission to make Allah's deen supreme, to let it be known that it's not man but God who's al-Hakim. Now, he spent countless hours trying to get the message out in the open, and then he would stand in prayer until his ankles were swollen. And then he would fast throughout the year from dawn to sunset, and he would cry in salah until his beard and the ground became wet. For Allah, he was ready and willing to make any sacrifice, and he kept his eyes focused on the real prize of paradise. He had rocks thrown at him to the point that blood gushed to his feet, but he never gave up in the struggle or let it take the back seat. Him and his Sahaba were persecuted and oppressed, but patience and endurance was the message he always stressed. They used to tie stones to their bellies to help ease the hunger and pain, since sanctions placed upon them made food and water impossible to attain. They were driven from their homes and forced out from their lands, but they believed in God's promise and they put their trust in his hands. And no matter the situation, he would praise Allah. Despite the pain he suffered and the hardships he saw, he would thank him in both the good and bad times. And then he would sit amongst nature and contemplate his signs. He would retreat often to a secluded location to make dhikr of Allah and reflect upon his creation. And he would worship God all throughout the day with every action he did and every word he would say. Now, he was nothing more than a man, just like you and me, but he was the best that ever was or ever could be. He was the best in character and in personality, the best of examples for all humanity. He was the best father and the best husband, the best leader, teacher, and best friend. And he struggled his entire life to establish God's sovereignty. And even when he ruled all of Arabia, he still lived in poverty. And he would sleep on a mattress of date palm leaves, and when he'd wake, he'd have markings on his face, arms, and knees. And he had no love for this life and no fear of death, and he vowed to carry this deen until his very last breath. So we must learn more about his life and follow his way, because only that can bring us success on the judgment day. See, he's the one who is full of beauty and mercy, the one who taught us to even be kind to a dog when it's feeling thirsty. And he told us to be kind to our women and treat them our very best, and that the one who did so most would end up better than the rest. And to think of how he dealt with those people who thought Jibreel would have crushed them. But he chose to pray for them as a gift, and he made sure that the Christians and Jews knew they were safe too, to practice freely and do as they wished to do. And in return to Mecca to rule after all they had done, he said, "Don't worry, you're all safe and pardoned." What kind of man would have such beautiful ways? Surely only a prophet selected by God's grace. And I can't wait to hug him and kiss his noble face, to hang out with him and ask him about each and every day. Just think about, without the message he brought you and me, where would we be? Just living in misery, wandering aimlessly like a bottle lost at sea. He brought us a gift that's more precious than any treasure, and the key to attaining God's mercy and pleasure. He exerted blood, sweat, and tears in Islam's cause to establish a society based only on God's laws. And his actions, they illustrated the beauty of Islam. He didn't just speak God's words, he embodied the Quran. Yet he was nothing more than a man, just like you and me. But he was the best there ever was, or ever could be. He was the best in character and in personality, the best of examples for all humanity. And the fact is that the very mention of his name should bring tears to our eyes, and just thinking of his life should make us break down and cry. He's the one who's the most beloved to the Most High, and if we don't feel this love, there's something wrong with you and I. And that could only mean that we don't truly know him, because there's no other way one could help but love him. And there's no need to ask what we can do to revive the ummah, because the answer has been there waiting. All we have to do is return to the sunnah, and that's what I pray each and every day. Oh Muslim ummah, return to his way, return to his way, return to his way. Oh Muslim ummah, return to his way. May the peace and blessings of God be upon him, our beloved, and may we all becoming from his hand and being from his hand and for those for eternity.